What's good? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. Tons of stuff going on with the new iPhone X. But before we jump into that, you know you want to hear about next year's iPhone already, don't you? Well, you know what? You're going to, because I said so. Now, according to KGI Securities' Ming-Chi Kuo, Apple will launch a trio of iPhones in 2018, including a 5.8-inch and 6.5-inch models with OLED displays and a 6.1-inch model with an LCD display. The reports say all screens are expected to come with a new true depth sensor and the full screen notched design. So notch lovers, this one's for you. The two OLED models will target the high-end market. The 5.8-inch model will retain its 458 pixel per inch density, while the 6.5-inch OLED behemoth that will not fit in any of your skinny jeans will have a roughly 480 to 500 pixel per inch density. Now, the LCD-based 6.1-inch screen is reported to have a weak-ass 320 to 330 ppi that will make you question your vision and is expected to target the lower end to mid-range markets. Now, Kuo's reports are pretty reliable these days, and that means next year's potential lineup would retain the current iPhone X model, bring a bigger iPhone X Plus into the mix, and add the iPhone X Blurry. All right, a new report from Bloomberg says Apple is working on a rear-facing 3D sensor system for the 2019 iPhone to push them further ahead as the leading consumer augmented reality device. Apple is looking at different technology compared to the one used on the current true depth sensor. The new system would use a time of flight approach that calculates the time it takes for lasers to bounce off surrounding objects to create a 3D map of the environment around you. Now, ARKit can currently handle flat surfaces really well and placing objects on them, but it has issues with walls or doors or vertical planes and needs more accurate depth perception. So, the iPhone X was in 2017. We called out the iPhone Dos Equis for 2018, and get ready for the 2019 iPhone XXX.
Ooh la la.
Wait, I mean 30, it's iPhone 30, it's Apple, come on, what was I thinking? All right, let's talk the current iPhone X. Apple basically called out the hacking community to try and break Face ID after emphasizing how difficult it is, with the odds of it working on someone else's face being 1 in a million. Vietnamese security firm BCAP was up to the task and released a video and blog post showing they cracked the code with a mask made up of 3D printed plastic, silicone, makeup, and paper cutouts, which together tricked the iPhone's Face ID into unlocking it. Now, their methods haven't been confirmed, but the BCAP team says their mask cost $150 and they only needed a half face because the recognition is not as strict as Apple makes it out to be. But the average person won't be able to do this, so mom, don't worry about someone making a replica of your face anytime soon and unlocking your phone, unless it's your 10-year-old son. Now, this video shows a mom who registered her face with Face ID. She shows us that the phone is locked and Face ID unlocks it so it works for her. Then she hands it over to her son, who's able to unlock the phone using his own face. Plus, if you're 10 years old, it's still not played out for you, so you got to throw in that dab so it's legit. Now, Apple is yet to make any comment about the recent Face ID hacks that have shown up, and you know what? They probably won't. Now, there's more iPhone X issues Apple is working on. Reports from users claim their touchscreens become unresponsive in the cold. The iPhone X would immediately refuse to recognize any touch input, and Apple says it's a software bug causing the issue that will be fixed in an upcoming update. You know, it's really frustrating because I also know what it's like when something or someone is cold to you and won't respond to touch as well. Now, a limited number of people are getting a dreaded green line that appears on the side of their iPhone X screen that won't go away once it appears. It's not limited to a specific model of the iPhone X, and none of the phones were reportedly dropped. It could possibly be an electrical fault on some devices that causes all the voltage to flow to the green subpixels, but you'll need to reach out to AppleCare to get this taken care of. And this isn't a fix for the iPhone, but if you saw our Apple Byte iPhone X review, I talked about how I'm still not a fan of the notch. Some of you are and some of you aren't, and that's okay. But there are ways to get rid of it thanks to a free app on the store called Notch Remover. That lets you put in your own pictures and hides the notch for you on the home screen. There's also a website called notchless.space. They offer their own wallpapers and even give you the Photoshop template to make your own if you don't want to use an app. And I know some of you are saying, dude, get over the notch. It's fine. So fine, I'll give it a chance. And I've just decided to embrace it with this wallpaper. Also, FYI, I do know how to swipe up to close apps like this, and it still takes longer to close apps. Swipe or no swipe. All right, in a good Apple update, Apple is rolling out the faster wireless 7.5 watt charging in the latest beta for iOS 11.2 on top of Apple Pay Cash. We don't know when it will get a public release just yet, but 9to5Mac says they didn't see any meaningful difference in charging speed after the update. According to reports, only manufacturers that partner with Apple, like Belkin and Mophie, will be able to be certified and take advantage of the faster charging speed. All right, here's a little quick fun tip from Omar Elfanek on Twitter. The Apple AirPods case can also act as a makeshift stand for your iPhone, but it's pretty wobbly and has to be balanced in the right sweet spot. I wouldn't use it, but you know what? Here you go. You guys can. And there's more 2018 iPad news. After reports from Bloomberg last week that Face ID and a minimal bezel design is coming to the iPad Pro, Chinese website MyDrivers reports next year's iPad Pros will feature octa-core processors based on TSMC's new 7nm manufacturing process. The 8-core chip will be tentatively named the A11X Bionic, with 3 high-performance cores and 5 energy-efficient ones. It will also likely bring a next-gen M11 coprocessor and neural engine for AI tasks and all the face recognition goodies from the iPhone X. Now, all of this will result in CPU improvements, and wait for it, the fastest iPad Apple has ever made. Okay, sticking with the iPad, we found out it's not one of Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella's favorite devices. Nadella walked into a room and saw a couple of reporters with iPads and said cheerfully to one of them, "You need to get a real computer, my friend." Oh, that burns, Apple Byte Nation, a little bit. I mean, you're talking about my iPad Pro, but come on, Satya. You know you're just hating because people teased you about your last name rhyming with a tasty hazelnut spread with cocoa. Damn! All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. You can email us at theapplebite@cnet.com or tweet at Brian Tong. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you all next time for another Bite of the Apple.